island played host to a dark-headed stranger. To call of the stone I turned and I followed, where a child of the isle sang and told me a tale of their home and their story, renown that was earned, where the walls of the city were born of an age of faith and of trade, and of treaty betrayed, and through ancient tall marble the visitors saw a city well studied in all arts of war. And the Shannon cuts land into islands and walks at a felt step and march, and the sound of the fallen, each heartbeat that passed as I stood on her stones, echoed somewhere in corners forgotten, where truth is written on walls by the young. Stories are shared by those who remember, and a visitor left and was more than he was, and somewhere a boy fell in love, fell in love. The next stones I walked on held the bells of St. Mary. To call of the chimes I turned and I followed, where an old man approached me and he told me a tale of faith and of soldiers and hope that was borrowed, of a day when to start, when the high ranks had fallen. He blessed all before, eyes raised to the sky. The blue bands of fate led the men up and over, and the last names recorded were those who had died. And the Shannon cuts land into islands and walks at a felt step and march, and the sound of the fallen, each heartbeat that passed as I stood on her stones, echoed somewhere in corners forgotten, where truth is written on walls by the young. Stories are shared by those who remember, and a visitor left and was more than he was, and somewhere a girl fell in love, fell in love. The island played host to a dark-headed stranger, who turned to the stones and always would owe them, where a child of the isle spoke and sang me a tale, and the song lived inside and ever condemned. And the people that smiled as they passed in the street, in genuine mark of the dark stranger's past, will ever reflect in the steps that he'd take, and the songs of the stones would resound till his last. And the Shannon cuts land into islands and walks that have felt step and march, and the sound of the fallen, each heartbeat that passed as I stood on her stones, echoed somewhere in corners forgotten, where truth is written on walls by the young. Stories are shared by those who remember, and a visitor left and was more than he was, and somewhere a boy fell in love, fell in love. And the words on their house of St. Mary echo inside what it's worth, the kiss of the sun for pardon, song of the bird for mirth. One is nearer God's heart in a garden than any place else on this earth. And the Shannon cuts land into islands and walks at a felt step and march, and the sound of the fallen, each heartbeat that passed as I stood on her stones, echoed somewhere in corners forgotten, where truth is written on walls by the young. Stories are shared by those who remember, and a visitor left and was more than he was, and somewhere someone fell in love.